Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Chicago White Sox at Comiskey Park. On the mound for Detroit is Milt Wilcox, whose record is 12-4 with a 4.24 ERA. And pitching for the Sox is Richard Dotson, whose record is 6-0 with a 3.88 ERA. And so, yes, yesterday, despite our win versus the Sox, we all went home very sad as we were officially eliminated from the playoffs, as we just don't have enough games to catch the Yankees, who look like they're on their way to 100 wins. They've won 4 in a row, and they've really bested us down the stretch here. We really blew our chances against some of the worst teams, which we need to take care of our business against those lesser teams, and we were not able to do that. And so our season, for all intents and purposes, is done. But we're going to play out the string, and we're going to do that by giving some of our younger players a chance at everyday PT. And so, that's something to be excited about as far as a general manager like myself. I can get behind the idea of seeing what the younger guys can do, keeping in mind that a lot of our players are younger. I mean, Trammell, Whitaker, and Parrish are young. Kemp is only 27. Hancock's 27. Armas is 27. Gibby's young. JT's only 27. Richie Hebner, I believe, is 30. And Champ Summers is 34, and Fisk is 30 as well. So, we do have a pretty young team on average. And here's our lineup versus Richard Dotson, the righty. I did work in some of the new players, younger players. Gibby is in there. Ed Putman, who has 2 home runs in just limited time, has been great. And we put Marty Castillo in there at third base instead of Richie Hebner. And we stuck Tony Armas back in there. Let's see what he can do the rest of this year. We do have all 4 of our center fielders are all going to arbitration, and we're going to pick 2. And I think one of them could be Tony Armas. As frustrating as he has been, we're going to give him a chance to play center field down the stretch and see what, if anything, he can do for us. Here's the Tigers lineup today against Richard Dotson. Batting leadoff and playing second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting second and at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third and DHing today is Kirk Gibson. Batting cleanup and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting fifth and in left field is Steve Kemp. Batting sixth and in right field is Gary Hancock. Batting seventh and in center field is Tony Armas. Batting eighth and at first base is Ed Putman. And batting ninth at center field today is Marty Castillo. On the mound for the Sox is Richard Dotson. He was not actually supposed to pitch today. It was Ross Baumgarten. That was his turn in the lineup. But they skipped him to go with Richard Dotson. He was a first-round draft pick in 1977 by the California Angels and was traded over to the Sox for Brian Downing. He pitched a shutout, as you can see right here, in his second major league start in 1980. In real life, he went 10-12. In 1983, probably his best year, he went 22-7, had 106 walks, actually. He was finished fourth in the Cy Young voting. His 22 wins that year were the second best, only to his teammate, Lamar Hoyt. He was the youngest player since 1913 on the White Sox to win 20 games. In 1984, he was an all-star. He started the season off 11-4, pitched 2 innings in the all-star game, and then he went 3-11 down the stretch as the White Sox fell out of contention. In 1987, he took a no-hitter into the ninth inning and subsequently lost that game. This is probably the most interesting piece of information. He is the biological son of baseball player Turk Farrell. He found this out through a genealogical website that he was related to Turk Farrell. He was the son of Turk Farrell, and he never knew that his whole life. So kind of a fascinating thing. I personally would not want to find that out, but, maybe it's good to know. So Lou Whitaker, not the father of Richard Dotson, will lead off. And he hits a screamer to center field. It falls in and goes. They want to know, do I want to go for a triple? It doesn't seem to want to give me the full picture here. I'm assuming the center fielder is Bob Molinaro, who is not a center fielder. And the ball looks like it's way out in the bleachers. I think we have to say yes. He can't throw it 334 feet. And Whitaker is safe at third base. So a leadoff triple as Molinaro is playing out of position. So it's going to bring up Alan Trammell with a chance to drive in the first run of the game. Oh, he pops it up on the infield to Fran Mullins at shortstop. So we're going to try to direct Gibby to hit a sac fly here. And he pops it up. Oh, man. I have a bad feeling we're going to strand Whitaker at third. So the leadoff triple by Whitaker. And, wow. A third pop-up on the left side of the infield. And the Tigers blow their chance. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, here's the lineup for the Sox. Joe Gates batting leadoff, playing third base. Batting second is first baseman Mike Squires. Batting third is DH Henry Cruz. Batting cleanup and catching today is Marv Foley. Batting fifth and in left field is Ron Pruitt. Batting sixth and in right field is Rusty Kuntz. Batting seventh and at second base is Jerry Hairston. Batting eighth and at shortstop is Fran Mullins. And batting ninth and making his second appearance this year is Bob Molinaro in center field instead of his traditional position, which is left field. On the mound for Detroit is Milt Wilcox. Milt making his 27th start, 12-4, 4.24 ERA. He pitched a complete game 2 starts ago, got the victory, and he won his last start as well, both against the last place Oakland A's. So a different team here with the White Sox, much better opposition. And so we'll see how Wilcox fares as Joe Gates steps in the box and hits a ground ball to Whitaker. There's one down. Next up is Mike Squires. First baseman, started all year, no home runs. That seems crazy that a first baseman would get to play every day and not hit a single home run. As he hits a ground ball to first base, which is patrolled by Ed Putman today, as Thompson was listed as tired. Henry Cruz pops out to Whitaker, and we go to the top of the second. Steve Kemp leading off the inning, and he shoots it into center field, the same spot as Whitaker, but it is caught this time by Molinaro. One down. Here is Gary Hancock. He's popping it up on the infield. Is Richard Dotson a fly ball pitcher? Yes, he is. Only less than 40% ground balls. So 2 down for Tony Armas. And Armas is going to hit a fly ball to left field. And a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Marv Foley leads off the inning. And there's the first hit for the Sox as Foley gets a base hit into center field. Ron Pruitt is up next, and he shoots it down the left field line. Home run! Oh, man. I thought maybe that might be a foul ball that would be caught, but Pruitt hits his 14th home run of the season, and it's 2-0 Sox. Next up is Rusty Kuntz. Ground ball past the third baseman, Marty Castillo. That's 3 hits in a row against Milt Wilcox, who is struggling right now to find the plate. He walks Jerry Hairston. So 4 consecutive batters have reached base. And then he strikes out Fran Mullins. So there's one down. Bob Molinaro up next. He is playing center field in place of Chester Lemon. He hits a ground ball to second, and Whitaker commits an error. So now the bases are loaded. We've got to pull the infield in. Let's see what happens here. And, oh, that was ball 4. But one way or another, they're going to score a run on a sac fly. 3-0 White Sox. An unearned run on that error by Whitaker. And then Mike Squire strikes out. 3-0 White Sox. And we're going to lead off the inning with Ed Putman here in the top of the third. He shoots it into left field, and it does fall in for a hit. No, we're not going to risk a double. Here's Marty Castillo. We're down 3 runs. Normally I might sacrifice, but what the hell? Let's give the young people a chance to swing away. And, I thought that was a double play for sure, as the ground ball was hit to Squires at first. But Putman makes it to second. So he's in scoring position, with Lou Whitaker grounding out to first. So 2 down, and a chance for Trammell. Back-to-back at-bats with a runner at third base. And he's going to strand him there. So another 0 on the board as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Henry Cruz leading off 1 for 3 with a strikeout against Wilcox this year. Ground ball to Castillo at third. There's 1 out. Next up is Marv Foley. Got the ball rolling with that base hit in the second. He grounds out to Trammell. And that will bring up Ron Pruitt, who had that long home run. Wow, he gets a base hit just past the glove of Trammell. So that's 4 hits. Here's Rusty Kuntz, 3 for 3 against Wilcox, and Pruitt steals second base with his below average speed. Must have been a hit and run. So it's an 0-1 count to Kuntz, who has not been put out by Wilcox, and he lines out to the first baseman Putman. We go to the top of the fourth, down by 3. Here's Kirk Gibson, who's looked pretty bad, I have to say, in limited duty here, as he gets a base hit to left field, getting his average above 200. We got to let Parrish swing away, one of the few players that can possibly get a home run. He's only got 14 home runs on the year. Like, I'd have to look it up to see what Parrish actually did in real life in 1980, but I have a feeling he hit more than 14 home runs. All of a sudden, Dotson cannot find the plate. As I mentioned, he had back-to-back years of over 100 walks in 83 and 84. So now the bases are loaded for Gary Hancock, and I want to say, yeah, he did have 1 grand slam earlier this year. Let's see if he's got another one in him here. Boom! Into center field, falls in for a hit. We got 2 runners on the board, and we are definitely going to send It's only no outs, so send him to the third, and Kemp is safe at third. So first and third, still nobody out. Here's a chance for Tony Armas to be the hero, tie the game up, and he does as he hits it down the left field line, falls in for a hit, gets to the wall, and he's got himself an RBI double. The game is all tied. Still nobody out. And we're going to ask Putman to hit it to the right side of the infield. He does. He fights it off. Hits a ground ball to the second baseman, Jerry Hairston, and he boots it for an error to give the Tigers the lead. It's 4-3. Still nobody out. We're going to attempt a sac fly from the number 9 hitter. Armas has pretty good speed at third, and he walks Castillo. Wow, not one single out. Here in the fourth, the bases are loaded for the second time. And here's Whitaker, 1-0 count, and he hits a base hit up the middle. 2-run score, and do we want to risk another runner going to third? 90% chance. We've had all 90s have been successful. And he is safe at third. First and third, nobody out. And that's going to bring up Trammell. We're going to hit and run. Let's keep the pressure on here. Base hit to right field. Castillo scores, and that's going to be it for Dotson. We chase him in his 6-0 record here in the fourth. And they're going to bring in Mike Prowley. Prowley, game 43. 5-3 record, a 3.78 ERA. Pretty solid pitcher in relief. Opponent's batting .278. He's got a save. So, yeah, we're going to let Gibson swing away against the righty. Oh, ground ball right back to Prowley. He goes to second. They cannot turn the double play as the run crosses the plate. So an RBI for Gibby. And that's the first out of the inning. As I think Parrish, I can't remember who led off the inning, but I know we batted around now. And there's a ground ball to third, and there's the double play that ends the inning. So we put up a snowman here in the fourth. It is 8-3. And Milt Wilcox now opportunity to be the big winner of this. As Hairston hits a ground ball to first. Putman makes the play. One down. Fran Mullins shoots it into right center field bleachers for a home run. His first home run of the season. That is unfortunate as it closes the gap to 4 runs. Bob Molinaro, ground ball to second. And Whitaker makes the play cleanly this time. So that's 2 down. Here is Joe Gates. And Gates hits a ground ball to first. And that's the end of the inning. We go to the 5th inning. 8-4 Detroit. Steve Kemp leads off against Mike Prowley. Ground ball to third. There's 1 down. Next up is Gary Hancock, team MVP. Hits a blooper into right center field. Oh, it's caught by Molinaro that time. Hancock batting over 300, leads the team in home runs. One of the top 3 in RBIs. And Armas strikes out. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Mike Squires leads off, all lefties, but we want Wilcox to at least try to get through this inning. I mean, he's a major league pitcher. He should be able to get through 5. And Squires gets a base hit to lead off the inning. 6 hits against Wilcox. Next up is Henry Cruz, who strikes out looking. 3 Ks for Wilcox. 1 down. Runner still at first base. And a wild pitch moves Squires into scoring position. So the cleanup hitter Foley has a chance here at an RBI, and he strikes out swinging. So 2 down, 4 Ks now for Wilcox. And here's the guy that got the scoring started with Ron Pruitt, had that home run in the second inning. And he's going to hit a pop fly right down the first base line. And Putman has it for the third out. So we head to the top of the 6th. We're going to flip it over to the in-game stats. There we go. A lot of walks, a lot of ribbies. Only player without a hit for the Tigers is Castillo. Wait. Sorry. I must have blinked because I also did not see Parrish and Kemp. Anyway, Ed Putman, leading off the 6th inning, shoots it down the left field line, falls in for a hit. And we're going to say no. Putman, pretty solid hitting first baseman catcher for us. He is looking to make the team for next year. Here's Marty Castillo. And he does get a base hit. He's on the board with a hit. And that's going to be all for probably. They're going to bring in Juan Agosto, a rookie left-hander, 22nd game. 6-3, 3.50 ERA. As many walks as Ks. Opponent's batting .257. Not bad for a rook. Here he comes with nobody out. Sweet Lou stands in, and he shoots it to left field. Caught by the left fielder, Ron Pruitt. No, we're not going to. We don't need to try to advance with a chance for Trammell to drive in a run. He does have a home run against Agosto this year. And he hits a ground ball right to Fran Mullins, and a double play ends the inning. So this will probably be the last batter, Rusty Kuntz, here for Wilcox. And it's a base hit into left field. We were trying to give him a chance, but Wilcox doesn't really have it today. He managed to get through 5. And we're going to bring in Hairston is worse as a switch hitter versus righties. Man, I kind of want to bring in Bob Stanley, but he's just been really bad. We're going to bring in Dan Petrie. Petrie is a ground ball pitcher. Yes, he is. So let's see if Petrie can get a double play here with Jerry Hairston up. That is not a double play. That's a base hit down the left field line. He stretches it into a triple. And it's 8-5. Nobody out. Fran Mullins strikes out swinging, and that's going to be it for Petrie, as we have a string of lefties coming in. Yeah, we're going to bring in Schatzeder, who is really good against lefties. And let's see if we can get a strikeout with Molinaro. No chance. As he hits a ground ball to second. The run scores. It's 8-6. Feeling a little bit stressed about it. Bases are empty now, though, for Joe Gates, who hits a ground ball right back to Schatzy. And there's the third out. So 2 more runs every other inning. Sox are putting up runs. So here's Gibby. We're going to let him bat versus the lefty. And he walks. So we like that. I was thinking about stealing with Gibson, but it's a lefty on the mound. And Marfoli has a good arm. Oh, Parrish takes a high fastball, and he gets a double. Actually, it's a curveball. A double off the right field wall. And so second and third base, nobody out. Steve Kemp's up. Kemp is batting .290 versus lefties. As a lefty, that's pretty damn good. Ground ball to second base. And there's our 9th run. And another ribby for Kemp. So runner at third. And here's a tough spot for Hancock. He's been doing better against lefties. Oh, that's a good one. As it gets down into the left center field gap, he's got himself a double. 10 runs on the board for the Tigers. Double digits. We like that. So Hancock's on second base with an RBI double. Whoa, that was a screwball. And Armas walks, and that's going to be it for the lefty as they're bringing in Dewey Robinson. We've seen him a lot this year. 53rd game, 5-7, 3.96 ERA, 11 saves in 18 opportunities. He started out the year as the closer, and now it's Mark Esser in that role. And he walks Ed Putman. Only one out. Bases are loaded, third time this game that I can remember at least. Marty Castillo gets a chance this time. He strikes out on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball painted on the corner. So Lou Whitaker comes up. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout versus Dewey. This is a good time to get his first hit. And he hits a high fly ball that's going to fall short of the warning track for the third out. So we get those 2 runs back. And we got 3 lefties up. And that's what Shotzzy's in for. Oh, wow. Squires gets a base hit. Batting .210 versus lefties. He gets a base hit to left field. So here's Henry Cruz, actually worse than Squires, .205. And he gets a base hit to left. And even worse yet is Marv Foley, batting .186 versus lefties. And he hits a high fly ball to left field. And it's caught, it's caught by Kemp. And everybody tags up on that? That's just stupid. How far was that hit? 353 feet to left field. So that is stupid. We're going to bring in Andy Raplogle, who's been ridiculous. He's been actually really good. I kind of feel like we almost need to bring in the infield, but oh man, he strikes out Ron Pruitt. And he's got 13 Ks in 15 innings. That's a pretty damn good ratio for a pitcher of this era. And Rusty Coates strikes out. Raplogle, man, he's on. I'm telling you right now, he is on the team next year, right out of spring training. So we go to the top of the 8th. Here's Trammell leading off against Dewey, and another walk. Runner on first. 10-6 Detroit. Oh, Gibby strikes out an inside pitch. 1 down for Parrish. 1 for 3 on the day. He shoots it into right field. Caught by Kuntz. 2 down. Next up is Steve Kemp. Now he is the only Tiger without a hit today. And he's going to hit a fly ball. I guess it's a pop fly to second base. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. We're going to let Raplogle pitch to Hairston again. He does not hit righties as good as he hits lefties. And Raplogle walks him. So it's all or nothing with Raplogle. There's Fran Mullins, 179 hitter. He hit his first home run of the year in the 6th inning. He strikes out, so it is all or nothing. Great job by Raplogle. We're going to bring in a lefty. We're going to bring in Keith Comstock. Again, a youngster. Came over in a trade. We're going to take a look at him real quick. 24 games as a Tiger, 2.89 ERA, 2.22 opponent's batting average. Lefties are hitting 209. Righties are hitting 196. That is about all you can ask for from a reliever. As Molinaro gets an infield hit. So first and second, 1 out. Joe Gates comes to the plate, batting .212 versus lefties. He strikes out. Looking. That's the 2nd out. Next up is Mike Squires. He got a hit against the lefty last time. And he's going to get a fly ball out to center field. So here's Ed Farmer coming in for the Sox. Former Detroit Tiger. Gary Hancock will lead off and shoot it to left field. Caught by Pruitt, 1 down. Next up, Tony Armas. 1 for 3. And he's going to shoot it to center field. Caught. Molinaro makes the catch. That'll leave it up to Ed Putman. Definitely a candidate for player of the game. Oh, he strikes out looking. So here we are in the 9th inning. Chance for Comstock to get a couple more lefties here. Henry Cruz leads off by ripping it to right. Caught by Hancock. That's one down. Next up is Foley. Base hit to left field. That'll do it for the lefties. Can't be messing around. I mean, we could really use any win we can get. Oh, we're up by 4 runs. We're going to bring in Stanley. Stanley has just been horrible. Rodden Pruitt leads off, ground ball to second. Is that going to end the game? It does end the game on a double play. Tigers win 10-6. But too little, too late, as we've already been eliminated. At least we're playing the spoiler for the Sox. Let's take a look at the standings for the Halibut. And, Sox fall to 7.5 games back. And Texas falls to 4.5 back. This is where it's interesting, though. Houston over L.A. by 1.5 games. That's going to come down to the final week. And there's really a 3-team race in the East between Montreal, Philly, and St. Louis. Let's take a look at the transactions. Nothing of note. So we're going to pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks again, everybody. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. 1981 is coming up. That was the strike-shortened year. Going to be a lot of fun to play. See how that plays out. We're going to give the player of the game to Gary Hancock, who's the team MVP. He had a double. He got 2 hits, 3 ribbies. He's one of the few players that did not walk. 7 walks for Detroit. Wilcox gets the win. Was not great, not sharp, but 13-4 looks good. And Richard Dotson, we spanked his hiney. He takes the loss, 6-1. Mullins and Pruitt each had home runs. That's it here for Comiskey Park. We will be back tomorrow with the 3rd and final game of the series. Until then, everyone, have a great night.